Hello, our artificial intelligence updates, weekly updates every Friday. Today is June 27th. This channel is viewed by thousands of people on a regular basis. And yeah, as you see, there are a lot of updates this month. One phrase, AI is not perfect, it makes errors, but still it is the major amplifier. So you cannot trust it, but you can use it to your advantage, this for sure. Okay, we're starting with crowdsourced LM Arena Leaderboard. So for text and for web development, what you see for web development, which is programming, that on the top we have Gemini, which is Google, we have DeepSeek, which is from China, and we have a lot of Claude. I at work use Claude and I use Gemini as well. Claude Opus 4, you can see it's better than Sonnet, and in my experience, it's much better. And OpenAI, GPT, you see yellow, they're all the way down. Like most people only know ChatGPT, but as you see for coding, it's absolutely not the best. For text, for chatbots, you see that OpenAI is close to the top and there are multiple options. Next, Kuaishou KLING 2.1. This is the video model coming from China. It creates short videos via API, so it's not open source. Another thing is OpenAI Codex. So the coding model is not free, but CLI, command line interface, is open source. But anyway, this is not about open source. This is about actual codecs, which you can monitor only from inside OpenAI itself. And the stats are amazing. So people are using this model to write code and then to do pull requests. And the internal telemetry shows that there are about 10,000 pull requests per day done by this software. So it's not pull requests done by OpenAI. These are pull requests by people who are using OpenAI to do coding and then submitting their code to probably GitHub. Okay, DeepMind Magenta real-time music model. Again, very, very interesting. It's very small model, 800 million parameters, so less than a billion parameters. It is open source, and also it is 1,000th model on Hugging Face coming from Google. So very, very interesting. Next, Alibaba model called VideoRefer VideoLlama 3, Llama 3. So it's a small model, also open source. Next, Zencoder. So it's AI coding assistant. How many AI coding assistants now? And they're doing very well financially. So this particular service, it has a free tier, but then it had paid plans for like $20 to $40 per user per month. So it's a Silicon Valley startup. It allows multi-file editing. It really understands your project very well. So maybe a good tool. Frankly, I don't have time to evaluate all these tools. We're just using Klein, which is originally developed for Claude. So Klein for Visual Studio Code, and it's good enough, although it has some bugs and so. Hold on, what else is here? Yeah, that's it. Next, Crescendo customer service. I mention this here because they achieved 99.8% accuracy. So before I was talking that AI agents cannot be trusted, and Salesforce in their independent studies showed that the agents like give errors in like half, like 50% of cases, and so on and so on. But here there is a quite an achievement. So yes, it's a commercial product, but they achieved 99.8% accuracy. They provide customer service solutions for clients, right? Their platform automates up to 90% of support tickets through a chat, voice, email, and other communication methods. Multilingual, 50 plus languages, integrates with all major like Salesforce, Zendesk, Shopify, and so on. So it is possible, you see. Next, AI growth stats. Oh gosh, so this is this article. Global AI market grows very fast. 97 million people will work in AI space this year. 83% of companies claim AI is a top priority. 48% use some sort of AI to manage big data. 38 medical providers use computers for diagnostics. AI adoption is widespread, and so on. Like it's really convincing. You see, AI goes everywhere, and it doesn't slow down. It doesn't saturate. It just gets faster and faster. Next is my usual shameless plug for the channel. So if you're not subscribed, go here and subscribe. We do the video every Friday. It's about half an hour. Next, Context7 MCP. I really love it. I started using it. It's quite amazing, very easy to use. So what is it? Context7 is a startup, and they're in San Jose, California, founded 4 years ago, received some venture funding, less than 20 employees, right? So they have their own infrastructure, their own cloud infrastructure, and they're running Context7 servers on their infrastructure. So what it is MCP protocol server, which gives you access to the libraries, documentation of all kind of software packages. So when I'm using it, for example, from Klein, so I ask Klein a question like how to do something or do something, and then at the end I just end use Context7. And what it will do, it will look at my code, it will find what information it needs, it will look in the database of all kind of libraries documentation. It will download this documentation to my computer, to my laptop, and then it will use it to provide the solutions which are using the most recent like libraries and examples. So this is absolutely great. And because it has access to the latest libraries, it like much often provide the right solution from the first trial. So it's very easy. If you're using cursor editor, so you just add this to MCP configuration. In Klein, I had to just take this. No, I didn't even take the link. I just searched through the MCP providers for Context7. It found it, and then I just click, and it installed it. So a company called Upstash. It's a very good MCP server. Highly recommend. Okay, Thinking Machine Lab raises $2 billion. So Mira Murati used to be CTO of OpenAI, then she left, then she started her own company. Nobody knows exactly what this company will be doing, but she already received $2 billion. at 10 billion valuation. I guess simply because she used to work at OpenAI and her name is very well recognized. Salesforce Agentforce version 3. So this is next version of the agent platform. They now have internal how to say central command center for monitoring and optimization everything. So better visibility. It's based on Atlas reasoning engine, which is modular, pluggable, distributed, and so on. So this is a big project inside Salesforce. I guess their main central, most important project at this time. They say that about 30% of all customer service and sales, their internal operations currently is handled by their agents. So yeah, they understand that agents are not perfect, but at the same time, they're using them. Okay, DeepSeek nano-vllm implementation. this is beautiful. This is just so beautiful. So there is a system called VLLM, which was designed a long time ago. I don't remember, more than a year ago. And what it is, it's an engine to run inference of models and to do it very, very fast. So people from DeepSeek, I don't know, it's one person or group, they rewrote it in pure Python in just 1200 lines of Python code, and it matches inference speed of the original like C++ implementation of VLLM. Of course, it doesn't do multiple users at the same time, whatever, it has limitations, but it is a very small piece of code. You can look at it, you can understand how inference works, and you can run it on your laptop. Yeah, this is beautiful. So VLLM stands for Virtual Large Language Model. It's a fast and easy to use library for LLM inference and serving. You can use it on GitHub. It's an open source project. Next, Goldman Sachs created their own AI assistant, and they use it internally. It can use various models like OpenAI, Gemini, Claude, and so on. So interesting. Next, MADA 8B, multimodal diffusion foundation models. You know that mostly LLMs are based on transformers, but here we have example of a model based on diffusion, and it has state-of-the-art in reasoning, multimodal understanding, and text-to-image generation. So it has a unique architecture. This is how to install it. So it's coming from GitHub, so it's open source. And these are multiple links. Next, Chinese trying to figure out, you know, they fight limitations, export limitations. US doesn't allow NVIDIA to sell them chips. So one of the recent achievements is to use optical chip, which actually rivals consumer-grade RTX 4090. So yeah, this is great. It even approaches like RTX 5090, and it's optical. It's not in production yet, but just shows the potential. Next, LLM allowed to train on copyrighted books. Yes, this is a very important ruling. So US District Court ruled that training LLMs on copyrighted books constitute fair use. So they say, well, if people allowed to read books, so does large language models. They can read books. And this decision, of course, may be appealed, but it is a very important decision. Okay, Chrome browser AI extension for arXiv. Yeah, this is great. You install this, you know, arXiv is where you find PDFs of articles. Nowadays, that's where people publish like all the stuff related to machine learning, AI, and so on. And when you install this extension in your Chrome browser, then on the top of the documents, you can use it. You can highlight in a section and ask to explain. So you can talk to AI while reading the article. You can ask it to summarize something, explain it to you. It can generate research blogs, figures, key insights, and so on. It can read in multiple language, do citations, and so on. So it's great. Google Gemini CLI open source AI agent. There was so many publications this week about this. So it's open source. It's integrated with Google AI Gemini Code Assist. 1 million context length. So you can use it from your terminal. Yeah, so this is great. Next, Google donates their agent-to-agent project to Linux Foundation. And they do it in partnership with Amazon, Cisco, Google, Microsoft, and so on. So again, this is a big thing because open sourcing like big agent project. So agent-to-agent communication is very important when you do multi-agent systems, right? So it's kind of what they want to have a standard, this to become a standard so that everybody will start using it. Yeah, this is very important change. Warp AI agents in terminal. again in terminal. So it offers IDE-like editing experience, but in the terminal. Combines code editing, terminal commands, automation, workflow management, run multiple agents in parallel, write code, debug, create pull requests, deploy projects. You can write your prompts or shell commands all in the terminal. Supports different shells like Bash, Z shell, Fish, PowerShell, runs on Mac, Linux, and Windows. Built in Rust. That means very fast and very reliable and secure. So this is great. So this is actually a startup. It is in New York City, founded by Zach Lloyd. This is his photograph. And they have more than 60 employees, and they already have like 500,000 users. So it's actively growing. Microsoft MU, on-device agent in Windows. So it is very small model, and it can run on neural processing unit, on NPU, on Copilot PCs. 100 plus tokens per second. So the model is small, but it's very efficient, and it's built into Windows for certain operations. I guess this is very good. Next, Google DeepMind Gemini Robotics. So this is on-device LLM control robot movements. So this is the robot illustration. ElevenLabs, ElevenAI voice assistant. So ElevenLabs is famous for their voice development. So connect to MCP to execute tasks. More than 5,000 voice options, voice cloning running on ElevenLabs infrastructure. Next, Zhipu AI, getting government contracts in China. So this is yet another startup, but it is backed by Chinese Communist Party, and they get in contract with the government. And what they want to lock Chinese systems and standards into emerging markets before US and European rivals can. So creating standards, yes, very, very important, and it's supported by the party in China itself. So yeah, very important. Providing responsible, transparent, and audit-ready Chinese AI alternative to US ChatGPT and other models. So it's Zhipu AI or Z.ai, as you can see on the website. Next, China against USA in sciences. So there is something called Nature Index. So there's a famous magazine, Nature, and what it shows in this index, and actually, well, I didn't provide the link, but it's interactive, and you can click and you can see different graphs for example, physics or earth and environment, health sciences, chemistry, biology, and this is overall one, the one which I show you, and you see that China is way ahead of United States. So not like only in OpenAI, where of course China is ahead of USA, but in so many different sciences. And you see the gap is getting bigger and bigger. Next, GitHub Copilot now supports Claude, Sonnet, and Opus 4. So GitHub Copilot originally worked with OpenAI models because GitHub belongs to Microsoft, and Microsoft was receiving technology from OpenAI. But since then, they added a lot of other models, including the latest from Anthropic Claude. So this is very good. Google DeepMind Alpha Genome for DNA analysis. So this is a new model which can predict DNA mutations. It was already used to analyze DNAs of patients and predict probability of the disease and so on. The model reads DNA stretches 100 times longer than all the tools, predicting how nearby genes behave. Trained entire system in just 4 hours using public genetic databases, consuming half of the computing power. So it's a major improvement in DNA research. Next, this is fun. This is called Google Doppel, visualize outfit on you. So this is an app, and you can virtually try different clothing on yourself. Next, Anthropic Claude build and host AI apps in artifacts. You know, when you're using Anthropic Claude, you can ask it, for example, to write some code, and on the right you will see some code. Or, for example, if it's a JavaScript, you can even execute it and so on. Now they expanded it so that you can create this executable app, and then you can share it with other people so that they can use it as an application. So, for example, you can create some sort of calculator or something like more advanced, and other people can use it. But for that, they will need to log in into Claude, and if your application is using tokens, whatever, they will pay for it. So you can share it with 1,000,000 people, and it will not cost you anything because they will pay for the usage. So now you can deploy your applications on like in your account like that as an artifact. So this is very interesting. Now Meta is on the hunt to get top researchers, and they are trying to pull researchers from OpenAI. For example, it looks like they got Trapit Banzal, who is very well known for, he's like a lead person for reasoning models. And then they also hired 3 OpenAI researchers in Zurich in Europe. These are their names. Yeah. Next, MCP servers to reduce coding errors. So MCP servers become easier and easier and easier to use. MCP server is a system which allows you to reach some data. So when your model thinks, you make this data available. I'm using Context7 and I absolutely love it, right? And it fetches current version specific docs and examples from like 20,000 different libraries, packages, and so on. And here are some others. A memory bank MCP server, persistent memory across coding sessions. Knowledge graph memory server, maps relationships within project. File system MCP server, real-time access to project structure and files. Git MCP, sorry, adds Git awareness, so repo history, branches, version control context, so on. Obsidian MCP, well, if you're using Obsidian for your notes, connects AI to your Obsidian knowledge base notes and docs. Tavily MCP adds AI-powered search to developer-specific information. Sequential thinking MCP, breaking complex coding tasks into logical steps. Fetch MCP server converts web HTML docs into context, into like, I guess, plain text pieces and so on. So you see that MCP servers, they are not just gateways into databases, they're like also functional. Yeah, so this article features these 9 of them, but there are probably thousands of different MCP servers. You see University of California, Berkeley CyberGym. So this is a system for cybersecurity evaluation. So it's a framework to evaluate AI agents on large-scale vulnerabilities across massive code bases. It is open source, as everything coming from UC Berkeley is open source. Includes 1,500 distinct benchmark tasks across 188 major open source software projects. So yeah, so again, great framework coming from University of California, Berkeley. Next, PoE-World, modular probabilistic world models. This is good. This is good. So imagine that you're playing computer games, and the first attempts how DeepMind was solving it, as you remember. So there are pixels, and they were using reinforcement learning to play Atari games, right? But this approach is much better because this approach analyzes the system and it converts the behaviors into small snippets of code. Let's say it's Python code. So instead of creating one large program, a PoE-World builds a modular probabilistic structure that can learn from brief demonstrations. For example, how the person interacts with the ladder, or how he shoots, or how he jumps, or like whatever. So you have small programs which describe small pieces, and then you describe the behavior of whole system Oh, here I have it. The core idea is to break down the world dynamic into smaller manageable parts called experts, each responsible for a specific aspect of the world's behavior. For example, one expert might handle how a conveyor belt affects player objects, while another manages how a platform interacts with players during specific actions. And so you describe the system with this herd of those experts, and then you can predict what will happen next by running those experts. By applying each expert in sequence or in parallel, depending on the design, each expert is activated based on specific condition or action. Experts use parameters to determine the extent and nature interaction. They also use random values and sequential values, allowing to vary non-deterministic effects and so on. So great. The result is you can decrease significantly the amount of training data you need and achieve better prediction. So yeah, this is very, very powerful approach. Anyway, next, AI builds a business in 30 days. Well, not AI builds the business, AI was just used to help to build a business. So this article, I asked AI to build me a business. Here's what happened in 30 days. So he started asking questions like, okay, if I want to build a business, but I don't want to invest money, so maybe I'll go with digital product. Can you recommend me some ideas of products and how we call them and how we create them and so on? So he used model as advisor, and step by step he built it. The result is in 30 days he made 28 sales, earned $500, got 140 email subscribers. So his conclusion is that AI excels at speeding up research, copyright, writing text, designing, and even execution, but it still requires human decision making, consistency, and originality. And so the author concludes that while AI is powerful assistant for building a business quickly and efficiently, it's not a replacement for vision, work ethics, or willingness to experiment. Yeah, this is great. Next, how to make AI agents not fail in production. This is a very, very good article. The advice, of course, is common sense. So there are 5-step framework to success. Master Python for production, fast API module, async, pydantic, scaling, non-blocking, data validation, and bug prevention, stability, reliability, logging, unit integration testing, implement robust RAG beyond basics. So regular, like basic RAG never works. We know that. So you need to add steps before and after. Define scalable architecture and continuous improvement while you're using and monitoring the system. So it's all common sense. It's a good article. Okay, next. AI music generation. I just decided to make a slide listing some models and systems which can be used to generate music. Because a friend of mine sending me some examples of artificially generated music, which is pretty good. It's like huge progress. So here's a list of some things. There is a Music LM by Google, Magenta, which I already mentioned earlier, Music Gen by Meta, Stable Audio by Stability AI, Project Music Generate Control by Adobe. And then there are tools which are available at some actually not high price, like $8 a month, $10 a month, and so on, like the different systems. Okay, next about job market. So these are updated stats. Overall, we don't see a lot of layoffs at the moment, but the rumors are that we will see a lot of layoffs next month. So maybe July, August. So far, if you compare first 6 months of 25 versus 24, now it's like 83% versus 100%. So low layoffs than last year. Okay, this is me as usual, and thank you.